Hi everybody, my name is Jonathan Kutz. I'm your teacher. I wanted to just send you a quick video, hopefully my computer will cooperate, how to log in and what the class is about and where things are kept in Brightspace. So first of all, you come to mclennan.edu, get to the home page, and notice these buttons up here. You'll see Brightspace. Hit that. You get to the next page and you'll see all the courses that you're taking, and you'll click on the course that you want. In this case, look for Summer 1. We're MUSI 131087. Boom, and then you're at the home page. And you can see the first thing that always pops up is the announcement. And I'll always have exactly what we're doing each week listed in the announcement page. Little how do I check my grades, reminding you what I'm showing you here today, and the week 1 assignments, right? You'll see everything's in units, not in weeks. As I get up here, and here's announcements, content, discussion board kept here, tests are kept here. This is an important one, assessments, because I won't use attendance, and I really just use grades and quizzes in this. Assignments are really kept in our content. So let's just go one by one here. I'll show you content first. Okie dokie, my friends. Here we are in the content area. I clicked on the overview. And again, this is really what we're talking about, what the class is all about. The history of American popular music. We will concentrate our studies on the Trail of the Blues. And this is really basically from the history of rock and roll, right? Rock and roll to rap. But we're going to start, it starts back all the way with spirituals when the slaves are being held captive against their will in the Mississippi Delta, and this music pops up and the slaves are free to get their hands on instruments, and boom, there's the new American art form. It's called the blues. And then it evolves into a whole mess of great music, a whole bunch of great musics, jazz and blues, and then rock and roll, right? But it's really all the same thing, and there's all these common threads that run through the blues and everything from the 1920s on up. And it's really, I think, an amazing thing to view music in the way we're going to view it. And people that have taken the course, if you're a music lover, you'll just love this. This is just easy, and it's a work of almost a labor of love to get through this and learn about this music. From field hollers, work songs, and spirituals came the basis for jazz, blues, R&B, rock and roll, soul, Latin, heavy metal, classic rock, punk, dance music, from disco to EDM and hip hop, grunge, and more. Put on your seatbelt. We're about to get into it. And then some bookmarks. I don't use that. Course schedule. I tried this in the beginning, and it really people have complained about the calendar in here. So instead of use the calendar, I mean everything you need to know is in announcements. What's due? If you have any questions, go back to announcements. It's all there. I usually email it to you every week, and the same thing. This same announcement. So you get it in an email. You can get it on the page, the home page. It's all over the place. Really what we're looking at here, syllabus is kept here, table of contents. Really what we're looking for is our all these units. Unit 1, 2, and 3, since we have 15 units, it's 3 per week in the summertime. It's quite a bit. As you know, summer classes, we're cramming 15 weeks into 5 weeks. So be prepared for a lot of content. I love summer classes because you take one and you really focus on that one course and you really get into it. So give yourself some time because it's a lot of stuff to go through. This is at least I'd say 6 to 10 hours, depending on how you work, 6 to 10 hours per week. I think it's hours just watching the videos and then taking 6 quizzes and some discussion boards. So more on that later as we get into syllabus. But this is just a general overview. You just click on it. It says draft right now, but I'll have the draft turned off. It says draft. You won't be able to see it. Still working on some things. I've still got a week to go before you see this, so um, uh, you won't see draft. Everything will be turned on. You go to Unit 1, and everything's laid out pretty nicely. There's an overview of what we're going to do. Here's a video overview, kind of what I'm doing right now, and when things are due. Some objectives. If this would scroll for me, and while I have this on, the video thing, everything moves slow, and it just kind of throws me off a little bit. You're going to have to do an orientation. The orientation will be insulting to your intelligence, because if you have any student common sense, it's easy as pie. And read my syllabus a little bit. And I don't mean to insult your intelligence, but you got to know the rules of the game if you want to play the game, right? So know your rules of the game in each class. It's important, because saying I didn't know and it's in the syllabus is cause for a teacher to say sorry to you. So read it, please. It's important. You're going to have a study guide to fill out as you watch a video, and then in this, there's a discussion board. You're going to write something about your musical life, and here's a quiz that you'll orientation quiz. After reading the syllabus, you'll take this, and after filling out the study guide for history of jazz and watching the video, you'll take a quiz. Okay, so that's kind of Unit 1, and you can just, once you go around here and click and see what you're getting into here, it's all there. 15-unit term that'll be in week 2 or week 3, and then there'll be a final at the end as well. So 15 units, and week 1 or Unit 1 has really a lot to do with the orientation and things like that. So that's where the bulk of the assignments are kept. Right here we get into discussions. When there's links in the content area for discussions, and you can also click on discussions to get to discussions. So there's numerous ways to navigate around Brightspace. Here you'll see all of our, here's a review of the rules. It's also in the syllabus. 1, 2, 3, you'll see there's 1 per unit, except 13, I believe there's 2. And a lot of these are YouTube assignments. These are, go to YouTube, find me an old blues guy from the 1920s or 1930s. Go to Wikipedia and copy the first paragraph of their bio, and then tell me why you picked this person, why you find them interesting. Failure to do any of those 3 things will be a deduction of points. So if we had 30 students in the class, that's 30 artists from the 1920s and 30s, and then you're supposed to reply to 3 other students in that week's time, and get to really just get to know what's going on in each decade. If you can get a feel for each decade, you're going to do well in this class. It's really not that big of a deal. If it's like pulling teeth and you hate everything and you don't want to do it and you don't do the discussion board, it's 30% of your grade. So this neglecting this is the downfall of some students who've taken the class, and you find yourself with a 68 in week 15 because you didn't do any discussion boards. That's going to be your grade, because I'm not rounding up anybody's grade who neglects 30% of the course. So please, don't do that if you want a good grade. So you can see the 90s hip hop to present. What's old is new. Picking a new style and tracing its roots. Famous Texas musicians. Classic MTV video challenge. The famous song "The Day the Music Died" by Miss America Pie, dissecting 7 paragraphs of 7 verses of music. Country, great vocalists, instrumentalists, and you can check these out. The Meaning of Liberation, really, that talks about liberation. 20s to 50s blues, talking about your musical life, and that's all in the discussion area. So next we'll go to assessments. And there's a drop-down list, and all your grades will be kept here. See grades. There's nobody in my grade book, and so no grades are showing up. But you will see a list of all your grades of things and what the grade is. Also, you'll see an overall grade for an average for everything that you've taken. Let's see. In quizzes, you'll see a bunch of quizzes, and you'll see your grade over here. And there's two ways to take a quiz, and this is important. And you can either come into the quiz section and click on it to take it, or there's also links in the content area. So I have every quiz I ever made, I think, for this class. So I've got hundreds and hundreds of quizzes. So there are links for the quizzes here, and you can also get to the quiz in here with a drop-down list. And that's a short tour of Blackboard, my friends. It's somewhat easy to get around. It's common sense. Do what I do when I take a class on and I don't know anything. I just click on everything. What happens if I click here and figure out what goes where, and it's really kind of self-explanatory, and after a while you're like, oh, now it makes sense. And I think if you're taking other classes that use Brightspace, that you're going to find that we all kind of use it in the same way or similar ways. So I hope this helps, and I hope that if you have any kind of problems logging in, you can call me, or you can call the help desk, 299-8077. Sometimes they punch in a wrong digit or a number and you can't log in. So that shouldn't be the case. It should be easy to log in, and it's just like logging in Advisor, same thing. So alrighty then, thank you.